Yo, what is going on, guys? It is Drehix here, and welcome back to another Apex Legends video. Today, I just wanted to go on about how I truly feel about Season 15. I'm just going to give my honest review, and this isn't just like, oh, I've watched Season 15. Like, no, I've actually played a good amount of games. I've won a couple games, played the map a good amount, like, went to every area, and I just wanted to go over, like, the things that I really like about this season and the things that I don't really like about this season, and like how it's gonna be for the rest of the season, because right now it's not looking too hot. I will say they do have some really cool things this season. Like the battle pass is pretty interesting, but only really the first part of it, to be honest. Like these skins right here are pretty cool. I know my face cam is kind of covering it, but these skins are really sick. But then right after that, it actually gets really boring. And I feel like they really need to switch up the way the battle pass works. I don't know exactly what they could do with it, but these like blue skins, like no one is going to be running this, or at least not anyone that I know. I never see anyone running any of the blue skins that are in the battle pass. The things that are really cool in this are the banners. Like the banners are really sick this season, and I really like them, but everything else is kind of lackluster. You don't really remember any of these. Like a bunch of blue skins that I just really don't care about and no one is really gonna use. Like this, I feel like we've gotten this like 3 or 4 times, and I feel like I have like so many skins that look exactly like this. The only cool things are the first rewards, level 25, level 50, and then when you go all the way to the end, like the last 2 skins are obviously going to be pretty cool because they're reactive, but everything else is pretty lackluster. They did bring a really cool animated R3 skin, so there are some really good things in the battle pass, but 90% of it is stuff that most people are probably never gonna use. So I honestly don't know what they could do for the battle pass, like, but it really does need some help. They have a good idea on what it could be, or like how good it could be, but it's just not executing properly. I feel like that's how most battle passes are nowadays. Like there's not really a lot that you can do to it, but I don't know. They definitely need some help on what to do. Maybe give us some more packs instead of these like blue weapons or something, so we can actually get stuff in the game. Or the way Overwatch does it is actually really cool. Like you get something really cool like every 10 levels, and then after you're done with the battle pass you can still unlock stuff later on. Like I feel like that would be really sick. Overwatch's battle pass is really cool just because you are guaranteed something awesome like every 10 levels, and in this game you're not really guaranteed that. You only get really like 4 or 5 cool things out of the entire battle pass, which is kind of upsetting, but what are you gonna do? And I know a lot of people don't really care about this because I also don't either, but I know a lot of people are really interested in these treasure packs and the lore, but we don't get our first lore for another 68 days, which is another topic, is that this season is insanely long for some reason. The first split is 75 days from the time I'm recording this video on the 3rd of November. So it's already been 2 days, so it's 77 days of an entire rank, and there are already people that are pred, and obviously those are going to be the pro players. This is very good for the people that are really casual and just play ranked like every once in a while. You'll probably be able to get a high rank this season, but 75 days is a really long time for a season, especially to be stuck on one map. That's going to get really boring for a lot of the ranked players, and they have to hope that this map is good. They went very bold with it. They were just positive that this map was going to be good and that everyone was going to like it enough to play 77 days of ranked on it. And even talking about the map, let's actually go into a game so I could talk a little bit more about it, since it's another thing. It is basically the only change that we got this entire season. If you take season 14 and season 15 and put the exact same maps, they are the same exact season, because we got no legend changes and we got like maybe a couple gun fixes. I honestly don't even think there's that much. The game felt the exact same to me. but I was just on a different map. I feel like usually like season to season, there's like a good toss up. Like I can use different weapons or like feel a little bit better about using a certain character, or I'm worried about like another character. This season, there was no legend changes. So everyone plays the exact same. And the guns got like a very tiny nerf or buff or something like that. They said the Volt got nerfed, feels the exact same. G7 and Anvil receiver and stuff like that came back, but feels the exact same. The only noticeable difference that I see is the RE45, and that's because it's in the care package. That gun is a melt machine if you ever pick that up. In terms of everything else, in terms of like the guns that are actually on the ground, it feels the exact same. Like nothing has really changed. And I think that is another thing that's going to be rough this season, especially if they actually wait until mid-season, because we are going to be sitting here for a while playing the same exact game. And there are a lot of games coming out that are doing pretty good. So this is going to be a big season for Apex, and not in terms of like it's going to be really, really good. Like this is going to be a big season. Like it's going to be a make or break season for them, because they have been on a pretty slow decline, especially last season. Like, you know how much I love playing this game and how much I love Apex. I haven't played this game for like a month until this new season came out. And then I played that one day, and this is the next time that I'm playing it. Like it has really, really been rough for Apex recently, and I think a lot of people are starting to feel like that, which really sucks because this game has so much potential. It could be so good, and they keep saying like, oh, just keep waiting, we have something good in store, but you can only wait so long before people start leaving your game. The map itself, I will say, is interesting. Like in theory, it is really cool. The rotations are really, really bad. I personally think so, but it is a new map, so we have to give it that. So a lot of people are still getting used to it. But yeah, the map is interesting, but it is really big. I don't understand what they want to keep doing with these bigger maps. Like if you're gonna make bigger maps, at least make more players able to play the map. Like I don't know why they are so against having that, but I feel like that would just make the game so much better. So it's not a walking simulator the entire time. Oh, that's rough. Because there were times where I was playing, I played like 20 to 25 games, right? And I swear for most of those games, I was running around a majority of the time without hearing bullets or anything like that. And there were times where I was landing in the middle of the map and there was no one around for like a while. So it's really, really hard. I don't know if that's the map's fault or it's just the way that people are playing now, where it's a little bit more defensive, but something needs to change about that so it can be a little bit better. Another thing about that is that they keep bringing out these defensive characters and they are intentionally slowing their game down. And I'm not exactly sure why. They keep buffing like the long range guns and don't touch the short range guns. So they make everyone sit back with like a sniper or a G7 or like a 3x R301 or flatline. And then the other guns just either get forgotten about or they just don't use them anymore. Like the Volt, I don't think there was a reason to nerf it personally, but they went ahead and did it. Even though it's, again, not that big of a nerf, it is still super strange to be nerfing that gun out of everything. And then like having another defense character like Catalyst is pretty annoying, to be honest, because we have Catalyst. These are all recent too. Catalyst, like Newcastle, Rampart is starting to be brought back a lot. Like it gets super annoying and it slows the game down so much. And then the only people that do run around are the 3 stacks that all just hold hands like in a public match. That's like another thing. That's the skill-based matchmaking is wild. And I know sometimes it could be good for the game, but when you get like really bad people on your team and still have to go against teams of 3 all like communicating and stuff, it makes the game not fun to play, to be honest. Again, I know I keep bringing this up, but they do stuff pretty good, and I know they have their own issues, but Overwatch, like if you run with a duo queue or like a trio queue, they will put you against other trio queues or duo queues or anything like that. Like I feel like that should be the way this game works. And I am sure there are more than enough people playing to be able to fill those lobbies up. Like, even if I am solo queue and I get paired with duo queues, that is way better than all 3 people communicating and pushing me at the same time while I'm playing solo queue with 2 other really bad teammates. Like, it's that thing that also makes the game annoying and really, really not fun to play. And I'm sure a lot of you have experienced that, and they need to find some way to do it, or bring like a solos mode or something else. I don't know why they are so against a solos mode for no reason. I feel like that would speed up the game so much and just make it way more fun. And even if it's not fun, at least we know at that point. Like, at least they tested it out and they're like, okay, see, a solos mode doesn't work, so let's figure out something else. Like, I feel like they're really, really scared to test stuff on this game, and I think that makes it pretty hard to like balance or bring stuff new that's into the game because they don't want to test it out. So yeah, you know about how I feel about the map. The map is interesting. It is still too big. Like, we really don't need to be making maps this big. And the rotations on this map are pretty strange. Like, I know they have the little zip line things, but the rotations that they have on it is kind of interesting. Like, it works out sometimes, but I felt like most of the time when I was taking a zip line, it was just leading me away from the circle, or it was putting me like places that I really, really didn't want to go. So like 70% of the time I just ended up walking over anyway. And I don't know if they want to do that because of the third parties, but I personally really like having the jump towers instead of these zip lines or gravity cannons. I think it just makes the game flow way better, and you get to go wherever you want to go and get like an advantage on something or something like that, or you're able to be a little bit more aggressive with it, which comes down to that topic, like, why are they slowing down the game? Why are they doing this? Why are they doing that? But that's what I think personally. I am a very aggressive player, and I personally like the jump towers a lot better. And then pretty much the last thing that like I want to talk about that I feel like could be beneficial to this season would be more LTMs. I remember in season 8 they had like 4 or 5 LTMs that they wanted to bring out, and they just never brought them out. We are now in season 15, 7 seasons later, and we still have not seen most of those LTMs. And the LTMs that they are bringing out this season is most likely just going to be the Christmas one. I don't think anything is going to be changed. And then it's just collection events. Like, the events are either spend a lot of money or play the same exact game mode that you've played for the past 3 or 4 years, however long this game has been out. And while Winter Express is a cool game mode, I feel like it just switched something up with it, because the only things that carried last season was, for me personally, the Loba heirloom, which a lot of people didn't care about, like, and I totally understand. The only reason I cared about it was because I was a Loba main. If I was like any other character, I wouldn't have cared about that event. And then the other thing was Gun Run. Gun Run was so fun. That was one of the best game modes they've introduced in a very long time, but they only keep it around for like a week or two, and then you're back to playing the same exact game. Like, they have the ability to make these really, really cool LTMs, but they just do not do it for some reason. Or like, they have LTMs ready and they don't do it. I don't know. And again, I'm not a game dev, so I really can't be speaking like on terms of like difficulty on creating a game, because I truly don't know. I'm sure that it is really hard, but they need to at least be saying something about what they want to do for like the future, or like just leave a game mode in there that you can go in, respawn and die, like a more classic, like traditional FPS game mode, because it's not like this company has not done that. Like, we have had Titanfall 3. We can make these other game modes. Take what you have in Titanfall 3, just make like a TDM game mode. I feel like that would even be really, really cool. Make like one stat tracker for all of the characters on that TDM game mode. Just be like, how many kills you've had in TDM. Like, I feel like that would be so sick. And that would make a lot of people want to play that game mode and actually like play the game itself, like, and just make it permanent, or just make like an LTM like rotational thing. Like how it was last season was actually pretty cool. You would get like a week or so of the Halloween event, and then you got Control, and then you got Gun Run. Like, that was actually kind of cool. Like, and I feel like a lot of people enjoyed it. I personally didn't play a lot of it because I was on a bunch of different games that were coming out, but it was probably really refreshing for a lot of people to be able to play different game modes without having to focus on BR the entire time. So that's just like my whole little spiel about everything like this. And as you can see, this game is still pretty slow. I mean, kill leader has 4 kills. I feel on maps similar to Kings Canyon, you could go around, and if people were doing pretty good, or like on average, people would be getting 8 to 10 kills per game. Like, there would be someone that has that amount of kills because you were able to find people. I'm sure these people have been just running around the entire map. They have only fought and killed 5 people out of the entire 60 people that are on this map. And that's kind of wild. So I don't know. That's just my personal experience on this. If this video is like all over the place, that's just because I was speaking from like what was on my mind and what I remembered. And I'm sure there's more stuff that I haven't talked about that I feel like would be really, really beneficial to the game. But those are like the main things that are in my head. And I know some people will agree with me, some people won't. But let me know how you feel about this season, if you really do like it, or if there's anything that you would love to see in this game. I truly feel like this game could be really, really good. And I really hope that it has a successful ending in this and not a really, really bad ending, because I do not want to see this game die out, because I really, really enjoy this game and I wanted to keep playing it for a while, but it has just gotten to the point where it's really, really boring and it feels like I'm playing the same thing, and a lot of people are starting to sit back and I have to deal with 3 stacks every day. And it just makes it not fun, especially for someone that doesn't really play with a lot of people, and I enjoy like running around on my own sometimes. Like, I wish there was just something for that style of gameplay, because I'm sure I'm not the only person that doesn't always have someone to play with and would just like to hop on and just shoot some people. Like, I feel like that would be really fun. But yeah, just let me know. This has been Drehix, and I definitely really appreciate it. This game is actually about to end, but this has been Drehix. I don't know how much I'll be on Apex. You'll probably see me playing a lot of Overwatch 2 or Modern Warfare 2, because those games have been the games that I've really been on. Let me know if you do want to see anything out of this game. I'm not sure what I could make for it, but I definitely will. But if you guys could leave a like and subscribe, it would help out the channel very greatly. And I will catch you guys on the next one.